Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm in Waikiki, Hawaii tonight. Tomorrow about 3 p.m. I'll be heading back for Florida. Won't get there till Sunday, and then hopefully on to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, starting the next Thursday. Anyhow, this deals with adoption and children in America and around the world who need to be adopted, and those children who are not being adopted. I applaud Madonna, the singer and so-called actress, for adopting a couple of kids from around the world. That was very honorable of her, very nice of her. But here's my question. It's a question that a lot of us are asking in this country, and nobody's paying attention to us. When will they start adopting children here? Our system is set up to where it's hard to adopt children right here in America. Sometimes it's easier to adopt them around the world. Well, that needs to change, and you out there can help make a change by telling your congressional representative that we need to change our laws to make it possible for parents to adopt children here in America. Every time you turn on the TV and hear something about adoption, it's always about American couples adopting somebody from China or from Africa or somewhere else. Again, my heart goes out to all these kids, and if they do find a family here, more power to them. You know, I'm all for that. But I'm also for adopting children here in America. You know, I'm adopted. My mother, Kathy Johnson, whose married name was Kathy Spirigo, she got married when she was between 12 and 14 years old. I was told 12. I believe it was more like 14, although I'm not sure. Because she spent the first 12 to 14 years of her life, right after birth, in a foster home. Why did she have to get married? Because she was trying to escape those foster homes because nobody would adopt her. You see, she's just been passed over. She was just passed over. And that's what she did. And in 12/9/76, she eventually committed suicide. Why? Because nobody would love her. Men would use her, like some casino owners I know of, and a police chief, and a very well-known lawyer in Vegas, who she had a couple of children by. But they would not love her. They're just like some men who they just have a sexual attraction to some woman. They'll use her, and take advantage of her, and use her position of power to take advantage of somebody. And that's what happened to her. And eventually she took her own life. In 63, she took us on a robbery of a motel there in Vegas, Nevada. And she got a couple of years for that. We got sent to foster homes, my two brothers and I, Victor and Mark. Our names at the time were Spirigo. There still is Spirigo. I'm adopted, and so everybody will hide. And when her husband, who isn't my father, Gus Spirigo, took us up to Dow Air Force Base in Bangor, Maine in 63, and her white convertible that he took or stole. I got my nose broken 3 times, my jaw broken 3 times. I still got scars from my skin. My left arm was broken. His wife, bisexual wife, I think she was, or she was definitely bisexual, tried to kill me one night by leaving me out in the snow, and then the last attempt to, I guess, murder me with his help was to try to scald me to death in hot bath water, which both my brothers had witnessed from the upstairs door there at Bangor Air Force Base, or it's actually Dow Air Force Base. I think it's closed down now, but it's in Bangor, Maine. That would have been in 65. And eventually I was adopted out, because if I wasn't adopted out, I would have been killed by this woman. She was just an absolute maniac. But the thing was, I was adopted. I escaped. I got help. Somebody helped me. There's a lot of kids out there who are stuck in foster homes or in places like that who can't get help. And in the first foster home that I was in, guess what? I got beat there too. Some old man laid me in the bed for 24 hours a day, wouldn't let me get out of it. And I'd sometimes get bored and pounce my feet on the wall, and boom, he'd knock me upside the head with his slipper. Of course, when I went with Gus and his wife, that wasn't a foster home, but it just as well been a torture house. The point of it is I was adopted. I survived because somebody, neighbor named Lois down the street, heard all the cries. Like everybody else, she didn't ignore them. Most everybody on the base that knew about this, even the air police and the OSI, they didn't care. The doctors knew about it, the nurses knew about it, but nobody really did anything. I just got beat up on and beat up on and beat up on. This woman just tried to kill me, but I was adopted. That's what saved me. There's a lot of kids in this country who need to be saved. They need to be rescued. And we have so many actors and actresses that won't adopt any kids. They want to go outside this country. And I still think it's our laws is part of the problem. But we need to encourage adoption here. Somebody needs to help the kids here. charity, you've heard the old saying, charity starts at home. Well, how about here? Look at Sandra Bullock. She adopted a child that was done in secret out of New Orleans. More power to her. That's why she's so well liked, because she has enough love and compassion. But what did she do? She adopted a child here that needed a home. How about the kids of America? Everybody, including our government, is forgetting about us. We seem to be just a nuisance to our government and to a lot of celebrities like Madonna. We're just good for a few bucks, to buy records and go see her movies and stuff. And where she doesn't get any of that from me. Again, I applaud what she did, but why not at least adopt one kid here? And why don't people like her fight to change the law so that American kids can be adopted? They need homes too. And we have a culture where, again, our government does not pay any attention to us anymore. The only thing we're good for is, or we're important to them, is on election day and tax day, and that's it. And a lot of entertainers are becoming just like that. We're nothing but just a nuisance to them. All they want is our money, buy the movies, buy the records, and beyond that, screw you. We don't give a bleep about you. And a lot of kids in this country need a home, and they can't get one because of everybody's going outside the country to adopt them now, and that includes, many couples. Again, I applaud those couples who have done that. My heart really goes out to all kids all over the world. I wish we could take them all in, but we can't. But we have to remember the kids here that need homes. If my mother had been adopted out at a younger age, if adopted at all, I probably wouldn't have been born. That's fine. But maybe she might still be alive because she, like I said, she ended up killing herself because she felt so neglected, she wasn't worth anything. And that's how I've always felt of myself. It kind of runs in the family, you might say. And that's the feeling that she got. And so she took her own life. And I haven't been able to try to take my life necessarily, but I haven't made a whole lot of attempts to live. Up to about 30, the age of 30, dying was I was looking forward to it. But after about 30, I finally got some life back in me. Finally found a reason to keep living. And I'm trying the best I can with what I've got. But that's what happens to kids who need to be adopted and nobody wants to adopt them. They feel worthless. They just feel, that nobody cares. And I plead with these entertainers, adopt kids here. Do like Sandra Bullock. If you're going to adopt a kid, try at least adopt one kid here. Try. Thank you for your time.